Hi, friend. It's Laura Winters, your host of Miracle in Time podcast and owner of Your Light Holistic Therapy and Wellness LLC. You are a miracle, plain and simple. It's a miracle you are here. A miracle changed my life, and maybe this is the miracle that will change yours. Here we go.
Hello, friend. I'm going to preface this by saying that I could be completely wrong because things change all the time, but I really feel like I've just been on a journey of self-exploration, of unconditional love, and that I am allowed to show up as myself, but in that is not being perfect. I feel like that most relationships and in most situations and settings, I have tried to show up as this person who has it all together. And I'm going to laugh almost because most of the time that I do, but there's also this part of me that has absolutely no idea. And navigating that has been difficult. And I was looking at the situation that, when I mess up and when I put myself out there and when I'm vulnerable, that it's like whittling away pieces of me. Like I could see this ice pick just like being pounded into my person and just tearing away pieces of me. And what I saw this morning was that this ice pick is actually taking away the pieces of ice around me, of this hard surface that has been built up over time. And with each hit of that, it's just breaking away the hard covering of perfection that doesn't really exist. And that I'm allowed to make mistakes. I'm allowed for things to get messy. I'm allowed to not have it all figured out. And I'm allowed to not know where things are going. Or sometimes what I'm even doing. Being able to hold space for myself and come at me with compassion. And that things are going to be changing constantly. And that's okay. And that some days I'll have a voice, I'll be able to stand up for myself. I'll know where I'm going. I'll know what I'm doing. And then other days, it's completely not like that. And all those things are okay to exist that way. When we stop resisting, then things can flow and open up. So instead of saying it shouldn't be this way, or I shouldn't do that, or I could have done this, I can look at it that I'm human. All those things were meant to happen the way that they did. And each little experience will bring you closer to the truth of who you are, who I am. So on days where I get frustrated with myself, I say I'm allowed to feel frustration in my body. On the days where I feel unworthy, I'm allowed to feel unworthy in my body. When I shouldn't have sent the text that I did, I'm allowed to be that person who sent that text. And it's almost like a breath of fresh air. That I'm allowed to be those things, and I'm allowed to do something different in the next moment from that. Because we are constantly changing, because the energy is constantly moving. So in this moment, I'm allowed to just be me. And in this realm of unconditional love, I'm allowed to allow other people to just be who they are. What I believe will happen over time is that those in resistance to me will eventually fall away. There's part of me that believes that we need to stick up for ourselves. We need to put a hard stop on certain things in our life. And I think that there's also a part of me that knows that when I have healed everything I'm meant to learn from a person or a situation, then it will realign and fall out of my life. There have been multiple examples of this, but one in particular was like, how am I going to change up my work hours? Because I've had these people on for quite a long time. And it's interesting that like 1 week, 2 of them just moved. And I didn't have to do anything. I didn't have to cut them off. I didn't have to rearrange my schedule or my hours. It was just done. And I think about a situation around my home with some people, and that just was not aligned. And I kept going, what is going to change? And then within a week, literally both of them put their house up for sale. And you're like, the stuff, it just happens. So is there a place where we can get to not resisting the way that we feel, the way that we're experiencing the world, the way that we show up? Is it conscious awareness that's the difference? Maybe. Is it unconditional love for ourselves and the way that we are? Probably. that in time, the things that are most frustrating and are challenging you the most may come to a position of either complete realignment to where it all works out in the way that you envision, or the realignment happens to where they fall out of your life. And my hope is that if that happens, and by that point, there is a peace around it, there is something propelling you in a different direction where that energy can flow to. So I'm not sure if I just talked in a bunch of circles right there or not, but it was just coming through. So I know that in this moment, I am unconditional love. And the truth of you is that you are unconditional love too. Can you see yourself for exactly who you are and allow it to be? And the same for someone else? I guess that's the question. Thank you for listening, my friend. I hope you have a good day.
Thank you for listening to Miracle in Time podcast. Please subscribe, leave a comment, and share with a friend. If you would like to know more about me or my services, please visit yourlightllc.com.